Hello everybody and welcome to the next update on the Sinking City, our open world, open investigation game set in a Lovecraft universe. The development is going fast, and as we move forward we want to start telling you more about the game. In this video we want to show you how our city, Oakmont, was born.
Oakmont is a fictional city in the 1920s United States at the heart of the so-called Lovecraft country, where the American author's many stories take place. It represents a distinct period of time in the US history: prohibition, racial tensions, clan wars. At the same time, it's a place where supernatural elements come to play, like the mysterious flood that has paralyzed the city. Despite the ongoing calamity, Oakmont is completely open to explore, and that is something we wanted to do for a long time.
In the sinking city and in the full city which is flooded, we can make you feel that you are located in a place which by its nature is unnatural. Whether the investigations you have there are going to be of the criminal nature or are going to be of a supernatural nature, that's sometimes up to you to decide, sometimes up to the nature of the investigation. But the area of mysticism, with the insanity, with the crazy people you can meet, give you more ground inside an open world. Yeah, we could say that choosing this city enhances the taste of everything in terms of game experience and in terms of gameplay and proposals that allow us to make dozens of quests, dozens of cases, investigation. It's something we couldn't do with Sherlock.
So our goal was clear, but when we tried to bring the concept to life, we quickly ran into a wall. See, we had no idea how urban planning works, navigation, transition between different districts and so on. We had to do a lot of research and explore dozens of different cities, from the 1920s Massachusetts to Lovecraft's Arkham and Innsmouth. We also looked for the right people.
We decided to ask Katya for help. She had actually studied architecture and urban planning in university. Her first task with us was to research American urbanism from its very roots to the 20th century. Street patterns, building density, population, architecture. She absorbed a lot of information and then proposed a few drafts of the Oakmont map.
Initially, I wanted to make a more rectilinear city grid, which was and still is common in the US. But in our game, we eventually decided to opt for a more curvilinear, kind of like of living organism with branched street hierarchy. We want players to switch between main and secondary street, boulevards, alleys and so on, rather than going straight from point A to point B.
Oakmont has a history of growing and changing. From the 17th century to the 1920s, lore says the city is built around a few major and rather supernatural sites, which also set the tone of our districts.
The city grid varies from district to district. For example, we have a harbor area where our city was actually founded, according to narration. But it's way more chaotic because the shacks and the area in the general were hastily built by the first settlers. By the contrast, we have a rich area that looks like a real American suburb. It has regular planning and traditional space organization.
Oakmont is a mix of different architectural styles, which was formed through centuries. Of course, every student building needs to look like something from each respective period of time. To achieve that, we search for inspiration online, in books, newspapers, movies, everywhere we can, really.
We work with a lot of different architectural styles. Here, for example, you can see a Romanesque style building, and it's the interior. I'm still tweaking it and want to mix it with the Renaissance style and see how it looks. It's more about fun than realism. Very soon we will get to landmarks, unique buildings, which will also have their own attributes, their own style or height, for example. We want to use them to help people find their way in Oakmont without a map.
So far we have a few thousand buildings in Oakmont, hundreds of them can be entered and explored. We are still experimenting with our environment, interiors, public spaces and so on. We like realism to a degree, but it cannot stand in the way of exploration and fun. Is this street too long? Is this building too small? This area too bland? The most important factor here is how interesting it is to play the game, because ultimately we want to give players as much freedom and motivation as it is technically possible.
So this is it for now, folks. In our next video update, we want to talk about the cultural aspect of Oakmont and how it mixes with Lovecraftian horrors. Sounds good? Then subscribe to our YouTube channel to make sure you won't miss anything interesting, and I'll see you in the next one.